This is lesson 9.5. We're looking at mean absolute deviation. That is a crazy sounding topic, and all that means is mean is the average. Absolute is the absolute value, so the distance from the average. So there's a word, it's mean, absolute, deviation, and then that just means how far away we're getting from the average. So that's the whole lesson today. So take a look at this. This is from page 420, and we are going to go ahead and write these down too in our notes. But let me look at these first with you. This is our lesson 9.5. There's our lesson number. This is the main thing. The big idea for today is mean, meaning average. Absolute is distance and how much it goes from left to right. So we're looking at data. And this is a phrase that it may be new to you. It's definitely something that you will become familiar with this year as we introduce it, and then in the next couple years you'll be getting more and more familiar with it. I want you to begin just by writing lesson 9.5, and then we're going to write the title of that lesson, which is mean absolute. Deviation, how much it is moving from that measure of center. And we are on page 420, page 420. Again, everything that you see me writing on my note paper, I would like for you to write on your note paper. All right, so here's our first definition. Mean, I know we just wrote this. Go and write it again. Mean absolute. Deviation is abbreviated as MAD. MAD, finding the mean absolute deviation. 4 steps. I'll go ahead and write the definition here. It's the average. We're looking at averages. It's the average of how much data values, numbers, differ, how far they go away from the mean. From the mean, the average. We're going to get a list of numbers. We're going to find the average. We're going to see how far they are from the average, and then we're going to say, what's the average away from the average? Sounds like crazy stuff. Let's do it. Number 1, we have 4 different steps. Finding the mean absolute deviation. 4 steps. 1. We're going to have a list of numbers, so we will first find the mean. Find the mean. You should be expert professionals at this for finding the mean. Add them up, divide by however many numbers are. Find the mean of the data. Anytime you hear the word data, you just think to yourself, that just means a list of numbers. So we're going to find the mean. We're going to find the mean of the data. Step 1. Step 2, we're going to find the distance. Find the distance. And if you think back to when we were doing absolute value, that's just the distance from 0. On this lesson, we're finding the distance not from 0, but from the mean that we found in step 1. So we're going to find the distance between each number, and again I'm just calling that a data value because I got to use the big words or else they won't give me a paycheck. So the data values and the mean. So find the distance between each data value and the number we found up here, the mean. So we're finding the mean, we're finding the distance, all right? And then, okay, this is step 3. Now we're going to find the average again. So we're going to find the sum, that's an N there, F-I-N-D. So we're going to find the sum of those distances. We're finding the average of the averages. That is a crazy thing to do. So, of the distances, and we're doing that from step 2. Okay. Find the mean, find the distance, find the sum, and then finally step 4, we're going to divide. We're going to divide the sum that we found in step 3 by the total number of data values. All right. That's a lot, and that is just that's the information to get us started. What we're doing here, it's not hard stuff, it's just the vocabulary to do what we're being asked to do sounds funny. So when you get to a test problem, if you're doing iLearn or whatever test, and they say, find the mean absolute deviation, that phrase makes no sense until you really just break it down. We're finding an average of the average distances. All right, so we are going to keep going here. My pen is not cooperating with me. It's making me sad. It's like half the students in this room right now. I'm sad. No, you guys are all precious in this room. Am I going to use a red pen in this lesson? Oh, goodness. I don't like using red. But I'm going to use red anyway. Because my pen look at it, it's sad. Goodbye, pen. You've served me well. It's time for you to go to that big trash can in the sky. So now we are on page 420 still. This is our example. All right? So you're looking at these numbers of, you're recording the number of raisins in 8 scoops of cereal. Man, you need a better hobby. Find and interpret the mean absolute deviation. Oh my goodness. Let's do this. The step 1, let me grab my notes from the previous page. I'm going to find the average. So look what we did here. It says you record the numbers. So they found the average. All these numbers, they add them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 numbers. We're going to find the average of those. But Mr. Miller, it's in the book. Why do I have to do it on my own? Because you get to use this on your notes, and it's good to have these written down. This is example 1. Find the mean absolute deviation. Step 1. We're going to find the mean. So here's my list of numbers. 1, 2, 2, 2, 4, 4, 4, 5. I'm going to add those up. 1 plus 2's. And then we're adding the 4's. 4. And then we're adding 5. And how many numbers are we looking at? We're looking at 8 numbers. So what we do is we take the 24, we add those up, get 24 divided by 3, and that equals 3. 3 is our average. That's the mean. The mean is 3. All right, there's our step 1. Step 2, use a dot plot to organize or replace each dot with the distance. So let's just make a dot plot just like they did. Step 2. They did it from 1 to 6. So 1 to 6, and actually they went 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, they put a dot here, they put 3 dots here, and then 3 dots here, and then they're 5. So here's our average right there in the middle, and we want to know how far away those are. So look at what we did. We're finding the distance from here, from there. So how far is it over here? It's 1 away. How far is this one? It is 2 away. How far is this one? It is 1 away. How far is this one? It is 2 away. So these are all distances. Distance from. So step 3. Our distance from is, that is 2 away. And then we have 3 of these that are 1 away. We have these 3 that are 1 away. And then we have that one that's 2 away. So all these numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We still have these 8 numbers. Now the distance, this is the mean absolute deviation. The distance is going to be 10 this time. I still have my 8 numbers, so now my distance is 1.25. That is my mean absolute deviation. So, step 4, mean. Oh, I already did that. I divide the data. I did that up here. That's actually step 4. The mean absolute deviation equals 10 divided by 8, which is 1.25. All right. Again, a lot of work, and we're just finding the average number. That's our first step. We're just finding the average. And then we count and find the distance of each one of those numbers to find the average distance away from that average. Again, crazy stuff, but it's really helpful to see, is this good data, meaning everything is tight together, or is this bad data where everything's spread out? We're using this information to help us interpret data, and all the statistical information is just interpreting data. All right, let's go back here. We're going to try this sample problem, this on your own problem, number 1. I will go ahead and keep the answer where you can see it, or you can see the problem as I'm working this out. And on your own, on your own. I really don't like using red pen. It makes me sad. This is on page 420. Looks good. Page 420, and we're doing the on your own problem number 1. So find and interpret the mean absolute deviation. So step 1 is the mean. Step 1 is the mean, and we're going to add our numbers up. We're going to take 5 and 8 and 8 and 10 and 13 and 14 and 16 and 22. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm going to take that, and I'm going to divide it by 8. And I don't know that off the top of my head. So I'm going to do 5 plus 8 plus 8 plus 10, 13, 14, 16, and 22. Altogether that equals 96. And we're dividing that by 8. So now we've got the distance, 96 divided by 8, divided by 8 equals 12. So 12 is our mean. All right, that is step 1. Step 2, find the distance between the data value and the mean. Well, let's do this. So each point, this is step 2. So there's our mean. Now we're going to find the distance of each number. So the distance from 12 to 5 is 7. From 12 to 8 is 6. Got 2 of those. The distance from 12 to 10 is 2. The distance from 12 to 13, that's only 1. From 12 to 14 is 2. From 12 to 16, that looks like 4. And then 12 to 22, that's going to be 10. So each one of these are a distance. 5 is 7 away. 6 away, 6 away, 2, 1, 2, 4, and 10 away. We're going to take all of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we still have 8 numbers there. We can do this. I believe in you. Alright, so let's take these numbers, add them up. We're going to take 7. Now this is where we're finding the mean absolute deviation part. So we're going to take 7 plus 6, 6, 2, 1, 2, 4, and 10. Alright, so all together that's going to equal 38. We've got 8 different numbers there, so divided by 8. Alright, divided by 8. That is going to be step 3. We're finding the sum, and then step 4 is divide. So sum is 38, divided by 8 is, 38, hold on, 38 divided by 8. So on average, every point is 4.75 away. So all this list of numbers, on average, they are 4.75 away from the that average number. So the mean absolute deviation equals 4.75. All right, that was page 1, example 1. I'm going to make another video. This is going to be a part 2, and we're going to work through these two problems together. Even though it's showing us, I want to talk our way through it too. So let's go ahead and we'll take our notes part 2.